Hey, don't pay attention to my eyes that much. My eyes are a little watery from this movie still. Let's go to the review. Hey guys, my name is Zach, and I'm bringing you guys a new movie review today for an early one as well, for a movie called A Monster Calls. A Monster Calls stars Louis McDougall, Felicity Jones, Toby Kebbell, Liam Neeson as the monster, and of course the great Sigourney Weaver. How does this movie do? It's directed by J.A Bayona. I'm just butchered his name, and I'm so sorry, sir. He's the guy who directed The Orphanage and Impossible. Sure, I've been a fan of. I really did enjoy The Impossible. I haven't seen The Orphanage though, but what I've heard is it's a great movie. He has a different sensibility to when he directs things, and you feel it in this movie. When I say that he's a different sense, it's when he directs a film, he packs a punch to every scene, and he makes it into his own directing. It's a different kind of directing style that a lot of other directors don't do, and he has that style that it's hard to describe, but when you see his movies, they're completely different than other films that they have. But like I said, it is a very strong and emotional film, as you could tell from the opening of this. It is a strong movie, and it is very emotional. It will probably make you cry. For people who don't know what A Monster Call is about, it is pretty much about Louis McDougall, his character. He is a young child whose mom is dying of a certain disease, and to cope with this, a monster calls to him and starts to tell him different stories to help him get through this whole thing. Now, walking into this, I was very anticipating this film. It's a film that, when I heard about it, it got me excited. It was something that I was intrigued to see, but nothing I was hugely anticipating. But as more came out about it, that it was maybe going to be up for Oscars, that they were pushing it back to get a early release and then a wide release back out in January, I had to make this one of my top priorities, because I had to see, is this something that's really going to be Oscar worthy? Oscar worthy, though, that is the question. I would say the performances are. The kid does a fantastic job. This is Jacob Tremblay level of how great the kid does. At least right up there, maybe a little bit underneath him, but he does a great job bringing so much emotion to the character. And the director does such a great job with these child actors. He did a great job with Tom Holland back in The Impossible. And then also Sigourney Weaver. She does so much in this film with just the looks on her face, the expressions, the emotion she gives. It is heart-wrenching. And same with Felicity Jones' character. Felicity Jones, we all know she's a great actress. We're going to see her out in Rogue One soon, but we also saw her in Theory of Everything. She did a great job in there, and she does a fantastic job in A Monster Calls as well. I'd love to see her nominated. Even though she has a smaller role in this, she is a supporting actress in here, and the kid is the main actor with Liam Neeson. But I have to say, the girl does such a great job. And also Toby Kebbell, he has a very small role in here, but it's so great to see him actually acting and not portraying a CGI character, which I don't mind, but I actually loved seeing him play this character. And Liam Neeson, of course, as the monster, he does a great job. Yes, when I saw the trailers, I was like, it's a little Groot look-alike in a sense, but I have to say, that works for this film. The way that he expresses, the way the tree acts, the monster is so great. In Liam Neeson's voice, you feel the presence of Liam Neeson when he trembles, the voice, the echoing, the trembling of the voice, the shaking of the ground from just how the monster reacts. And like I said earlier, he tells these stories. And when he was telling these stories, I was wondering, oh, is it going to be a flashback? Is it going to be something that we see a different scene and maybe other people are playing out? Something like Nocturnal Animals? No. The way they tell it is something that reminiscens something of Tale Despero or a Leica film kind of studios movie, or maybe even a Pixar short. And it was so unique and different with all these ink blotches and all these different drawings being drawn out and all this beautiful background. That was one of my favorite parts about this. And you get a couple of those stories throughout the film, and they're so unique to be heard and told. And when you see them and how they play out, you're expecting them to play out like the normal fairy tale, but sometimes they don't, and it gets dark and depressing. And that is what I said about this film. It is gut-wrenching. This film, though, I expected that I was gonna tear up and get emotional, but there's some things in here that bring levity and bring emotion and heartness to it that keeps you smiling even though it is such a hard situation to deal with. Monster Calls is really one of the strongest films of this year, and I really do anticipate it being even nominated for Best Picture. Will it win? I don't know if I can even recommend that for sure, because there have been so many great films this year, but A Monster Calls really is a great movie. The only problems I really could say I had with the film was, I think the style of directing did catch me off guard a little bit, and I just didn't... It was a little weird, and it took me a little bit to get into the film a bit and feel the tone. But besides that, I'm sure if I went and saw this movie, this grade could rise up more. But right now, I'm going to have to give A Monster Calls a B+. Guys, when this movie comes out, I'm telling you, this is a movie you guys are going to have to check out, especially if you're into a drama, a thriller, a fantasy film that you want to hear a great story, great CGI as well with the monster. He doesn't look fake at all. And if you're just looking for something that's a great movie to see, maybe with even a family, it's such a heart-wrenching story. You just got to know that it's dark, but it has its fun moments, and it's something that I think a lot of people would love to hear this story. I hope you guys do go and see this when it does come out in December 23rd, limited release, but wide release out in this January. I hope you guys check it out then, but thank you so much for watching this. If you've already seen this movie, tell me down below what you guys think of this. If not, make sure to like and subscribe and tell me what movies are you anticipating for the rest of this year. I know Rogue One has to be almost everyone who watches this. Come on, it's Rogue One, a new Star Wars story. Alright, but thank you so much, guys, for watching this, and have a great rest of your guys' day.